exactly.
1 year ago exactly, she was sitting right where you were sitting, and we are happy to have her here to hear from her experience. And yeah, how are you, Chaewon?
Good, thank you for inviting.
Pleasure. Please, where's yours?
Hello everyone, I'm Chaewon. Where do you think I'm from?
South Korea.
Oh, you guys know. Yes, I'm Korea, but I really like living in other country. So you see 60% of my life in Korea, and I lived also elsewhere. I was a digital nomad, and I love writing and documenting. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of recording also. Yes, these 3 books, and I prepared a gift for your bag. So at the end of the presentation, I would like to give you this book. So if you ask me what do I do, now you know that I was sitting on your seat 1 year ago. I'm a project manager in a Swiss law firm, and it's just 1 minute from here. So when Christina called me, I just came out from the office. You know the Starbucks in the White House Plaza, where my office is. And I work with the lawyers and the notaries in our company. We are 40 members, and I'm the only IT person and the only foreign in the company. And I really like my job. I'm a project manager. I'm a first-hand support for all these, and we have 5 offices in Canton Bern. So 2 days a week I'm in Langenthal, 3 days a week in Bern. I also need to go to Biel, June, and Niederbiet sometimes when they need help. I'm taking care of many projects, as you see. So almost all the law firms or any service providers in Switzerland, they're going through digitization, and they need an IT person in-house because it's all very new for them. So I'm taking part in that role. And I love my company very much. It's my first time to work in such established company, so to say. I always work for startups. This is my colleagues in Bern in the Ghibli Merit and the Laclette party, and they're very sweet to me. I would like to work here for a long time. So I will tell you now, how did I end up here? Before we go to the finding internship and my career journey and so on. So 6 years ago, I cycled from Shanghai to London on a bicycle. It was just my passion. I was just so curious how the world looks like, and I passed these 14 countries. I was wondering, where are you guys from? I know there are Ukrainians in this batch. Where are other countries? Turkey? Argentina? Ethiopia? Afghanistan? Nigeria? That's it? Oh, Hungary. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Yes. So yes, I passed through Turkey. Yes, it was a really nice trip. And after the cycling trip, I've been in Europe, and so I moved to Germany, Berlin. I did my master there, and then I did an internship in a startup in Berlin. And then the second year, I moved to Russia for my master's, and then Russia invaded Ukraine, and then the professor asked us to go back to our countries because it was too dangerous for us to stay in. My boyfriend at that time, I was go back to Korea, but then he invited me to Switzerland, and he was a social entrepreneur back then, and so we went to a conference, the president of Switzerland, and I really liked the country, and so I decided to move to Switzerland, and yeah, 2 years ago I moved to Switzerland, and then I sent a lot of applications, Even though I worked in 5 countries before, I speak 5 languages, but still I only got rejections. If you search Lida, like unfortunately on my email, you see 300 or more. Linus also? Yeah. Oh yeah, Linus. Lida. Yeah. So Linus. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So they were all rejected, a lot of rejections, and then it was a few months later to a free German class in a church near my place. I met Ilmaz and Mohammed. They were at the apero party also, and they told me about Powercoders. And then, of course, I applied, and on my first, I was rejected. Yes, as you see. Yes. And meanwhile, because I was rejected and I couldn't just wait for the next batch. And so I applied for Korean bootcamp program, and I graduated from the bootcamp program in Korea. And then I got into the 17th batch, which was just exactly 1 year before you. And yes, I had back then I had 2 interviews with BIT and Iterative. So the one I'm shaking hands with is with BIT, the government of Switzerland, and back is Iterative. And yes, I was matched with Iterative. It's a small web agency with 10 people. And thankfully, yes, I graduated with internship, and then my internship started this January. I had 2 bosses, Bettina, the CEO of Powercoders, and the project manager of JobMate. That was the project name. So I had 2 bosses back then. I also worked in both offices, Powercoders and Iterative. And as you see, it's my 2 boss and my helper and the schedules of us. So it was flexible, and this JobMate project there was a lot of uncertainty. They needed to get funding. They were building the app and they were not sure if they will get funding or not. And by the way, my situation was also not very good because I'm here as an immigrant and I'm not getting social assistance. And so it's very important that end of the internship, I get a firm job. So I communicated this uncertainty with my boss very early on. I already told him in March because, yes, my husband is a student, so I'm the only one person earning at this moment. And so it was very important that I get a job. And so both Bettina and my boss, Mike, they allowed me to look for a job early on from March. There are 2 ways to find a job in Switzerland. I will tell you 2 ways. The traditional way, of course, is sending your cover. I don't know if you guys went through this process, but it's like a dedication. So I have an Excel sheet of jobs that I applied for. It's all the cover letters I write in English and translate it into German, Motivationsschreiben. And then someone helped me look at my Motivationsschreiben, because otherwise ChatGPT translates in a way that is very like on the top, over the top, like too much. So you need to make it to home to his tone. So you always need a helper. And it was always Powercoders team, like Lina, Sunita, also Christina helped me. I always ask my Swiss friends to look at my Motivationsschreiben and the deadline and so on. Yeah, so I did this, and meanwhile, I was not sure if I will get this professional or I will have no job. And so I applied for 2-tier jobs at the same time. Not only these IT jobs, but also normal jobs. So I went to Schnuppertag in a hotel in Bern. I was a waitress 2 times. They even gave me an offer, and then I refused. I did a translation job in Jungfrau, and I have a husband with the post delivery, And this is the toughest job I can tell you. Every week, in front of your house, there's like this amount of ads and posts, and we need to put it in every door in the mailbox. And yeah, like really, it was just not good. And then all this changed in the, I think it was end of May or thing. There's a Uphill conference. It's an AI conference in Bern on top of the Guten, and Powercoders always have 2 free tickets for the alumni. So one of you guys will get the ticket as well. And we went to this conference. I went with my friend Daniel. 2 of us went there. You see Sunita there. And Daniel, of course, because we went as a Powercoders, he stick to Powercoders group. He was talking to Sunita and so on. But I talked to all the new people there I met. And yeah, I will tell you the process concrete later. But after I met these people, I followed up with them. I received 3 offers, and then I could choose which company I want to work for. It was a tester job, web developer, and a project manager position, and I chose the project manager positions. And then yes, I got the finishing the internship, I could get a job right away. So I told you the traditional, but there's way much more easier way, way much more easier and fast way. That is to use your networks. And if you don't have a network, go to the conferences. And I can tell you, it can really a lot of interviews. So firstly, when you, there are many conferences in Switzerland, like that 100 people or more people come, and there are CEOs of the IT company talk to, and they can give you a job or interviews. And how do you get these tickets? Of course, you can talk to Powercoders team. They always have 2 to 3 tickets for free. But if you don't want to ask Powercoders, you can contribute to your own language newspaper. So I already did this since I was 23, like, yeah, 11 years ago. So even though I was not paid, I wrote for Korean newspapers. And if you have this right to write for a newspaper, I can tell you, you can get into any expensive conferences for free. So after the space ticket, this conference for startups, it's about, I don't know, 400 francs just to get in as a participant. And because I told them I'm gonna write about you guys, I got the free ticket. And business card, my own business card, since I was 23. And that's how I also got job, just talking to people. And I'm still carrying my own business card. And this really helps for people to remember you. Regardless of you're jobless or whatever, it's good that you have a business card. And really be confident and tell them you're looking for a job, that I'm Powercoders. If you say Powercoders, now a lot of companies notice organization, they have a very good experience with Powercoders, so it's already an asset. Tell them you're from Powercoders, that I'm doing my internship right now at this company, and I'm looking for a full-time job opportunity from this month, July, August. And then they will kind of give you information of the HR person and so on. So after Uphill conference, I think I talked to 20 Swiss people, of course, in German. And then after this conference, I wrote emails to them, and that's how I got 7 interviews, and out of these 7, I got 3 offers. So rather than going to conference, what's really important is that you follow up with them. So in the conference itself, maybe the internet is not so good, so you cannot add them directly on LinkedIn. Then what I do is I take the picture of their name on the name tag. And then when I come back home from startup days, I got like 50 names photographed, and I add all of them at home. And then if it's a company to work for, I tell them I'm looking for a job and so on. So as you see, I have 7,500 connections, and this is how I can work in the world. And so after I wrote this email to Lambda IT, I got a job interview with them, and they gave me a job offer. I also sent this, so Exoscale, I told them I'm looking for a job. They said, oh, we love Powercoders. This is our HR's email. Write him if there's a job vacancy. And so I did. And then right after this email, I got interviewed with the CEO. And then after doing the assignment, they gave me a job offer. And then even though it's just email, and I mean, it's like a cold email, I sent an email to Matthias and John. They are conference organizer of Uphill conference, and they asked me for a coffee chat. And after the coffee chat, they said, I have these connections. We will make sure that you will get a job in Bern. So for me, they contacted many different companies in Bern so that I get a position. So anyways, it's a benefit if you write them an email. Of course, you need to put your CV in there, in German as well. So Powercoders made you an English CV. Now you need to turn them into a CV. Like if you're looking for a job, you really need to go to Swiss level of doing things. Like cover letter, your everything in the language they speak. And also, like my husband is studying in Uni Bern, and there's his major there's a career day, and I went there to see him, and all the company, Johnson & Johnson, it's all biomedical company in Bern or Switzerland, and they were all hiring. And of course, all these companies need a. So I gave business card to all of them. Yeah. So if you have any student friends around you, Swiss friend who is studying in Uni Bern or any university, ask them to invite you to their kind of major career day or something, because that's also very concentrated. And I go to a lot of meetups. I go to all the AI meetups in Bern. There's one every month, and there's also like a female in IT that being like race. These are the meetups that I recommend you to go. And I went to also a lot of hackathons, like government tech hack. I worked with all the like person working for the government, and it was just amazing. And I was surprised to see there were almost all purely Swiss. They're winners. And so I really recommend you guys to start in this. If you search GovTech Hack, it must be 3rd week of March next year. And I really recommend you. You get to build with people from different parts of government, and yeah. And then I also went to a data analysis hackathon in Zurich, Hack for Social Good. And I was really surprised after this hackathon, because we chose the project of Caritas. And then Caritas actually prepared a fund so that we can work on this project further. So it was a paid job, really. So like hackathons in Switzerland, it can really also get you a very good chance for looking for a job. And always think about what you always have. It's your badge. And our batch, batch 17, were quite very sticky. So even after graduation, we meet online every once a month. And actually this year, April, was almost the toughest time in my whole life, maybe I can say that, because I was always getting rejections still. I was doing like jobs, and I just like, there was too much uncertainty. I didn't know what to do. Like, is it a moment that I need to ask for financial help? And even in that moment, my batch supported me a lot. They told me, Chaewon, do this, go do that. And that later on really helped me to find a job. So once you get internship and you start internship, you will face so many things. The language problem, the culture, you're just like uncertainty, will you get an offer or not? All this stress, your batch can help you, and they understand you the best. And so really think of your batch very precious help on your side. And of course, Powercoders team, they really helped me a lot on my job searching process. They looked at my cover letters, they helped me with the German interviews, they gave me feedback, and I was really thankful. So yes, always remember what you have and connect with a lot of people on LinkedIn. Yeah, you can tell them who you are, what you're interested in. Can I possibly get a kind of internship coffee chat with you? And then most likely they will accept you. And last but not least, even when you're A1 level, because when I moved to Germany 5 years ago, I was like A1 level. I just started learning German. I studied German like 2 months, and then the corona came. And I had nothing to do because all the language classes were closed. And it was time of uncertainty. I started looking for jobs. My German was A1 level, but I had job interview in German. It sounds crazy, but I did that. So just even how bad your German is, your French is, no matter what, try. Because I was also walking the other day, and then one Ukrainian with the accent, she asked me how to find this certain place, and I helped her, and it was like she was looking for a German class in the place I was going, and then it's like she's trying to speak the language. She didn't speak English, so people see that you're trying and they listen to you. Yeah, so if you understand this, try to really practice. And I'm learning Banddeutsch because my company, they need to make an extra effort to say things in standard German. So if you think about it, it's 44 people speaking standard German for me. I feel very kind of like, I feel here like really need for myself to learn Banddeutsch. So I'm going to kind of course every Monday. At this time I was pretty serious, so I made videos in Banddeutsch, but you can find your ways to learn the language, but I really encourage you to do so. So this was my talk. I want to say that you can do it too. I always think the later batch has more skills. They're much more developed than the previous one. So I'm very sure that you'll get the career you want. And on the way, if you need questions, if you need help, you are feel free to reach out. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Chaewon. I think like hearing your presentation and thought, I think like coming back to what I was telling you about that you are in the driver's seat and you have to make it and you have to have patience to make it happen. But if you have the will, it can be done. I think, Chaewon, are you open to receiving some questions?
Yes, anything.
Anyone?
Yeah?
Your book, is that the one?
Yes.
Is it about your
Cycling trip.
career path? Cycling tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really a question, it's a feedback, a piece of feedback. You have so much energy and dedication. I admire that so much. I think you're an amazing person. You did such a great job to get what you wanted. And I think people would look up to you in this regard. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you for your feedback.
Maybe a weird question, but how did you find motivation not to give up after all the things that you faced?
I think it's a habit from younger age, because I had my first culture shock and like hard moments in US when I moved there when I was 10 years old, and then I was bullied in US, and when I came back to Korea, I was also bullied for being different. And so I had difficult times since very young age. So what I faced after 20 years old, it seemed like it's nothing compared to when I was younger. So it's like I have this kind of, I need enough challenge to feel that it's like, I'm going, you know?
Yeah.
I have a strong in that regards, I think, yeah.
That's very respectable. Thank you.
So I mean, I also have trauma from my past. I think it's a very different kind of trauma that you also have from past. But there are always ways to kind of treat yourself and treat your past and bring it in a healthier level. And yeah, I try to share my experience so that, yeah, you could also get courage and motivation.
It's very inspiring. I'll help with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? Anyone?
Could you please say more about your trip from Shanghai to Europe?
Ah.
How was it?
Actually, it's like now it's a trip, but it was so beautiful. In general, if I think about it, it's just like, I don't know, 70% painful and then like 30% good memories. It's because it was a month, and I started in June and I finished in February. So like winter was like really bad. Like I was cycling in snow and it was very dangerous, and like there's all sorts of danger, like animal, human, traffic, anything. Like yeah. If you're up for adventure, I encourage you to. Yes. Yeah.
You travel alone or with someone?
I started with my Chinese friend, and then he ran away in Turkey, and so from Turkey I was alone. Yeah. But it's better to do it alone, I tell you.
It was done.
Maybe a question for me. So you were sitting here like 1 year ago, and so before starting the internship, like preparing for the internship and getting there, like what do you think, how should they use the time now between ending the boot camp and starting their internship?
At this point, you mean?
Yeah, how should they use their time? How should they prepare their internships?
I think once you start your internship, of course, it would be very wise that you just concentrate on your internship. If you know for sure, in the past this company always gave a full-time position to the interns, then you can feel kind of secure and just concentrate on your internship. The language very well, but if you know for sure that it's a company and there's a lot of uncertainty, it's like a project from a startup or something, then you always need to prepare your second card. And I would also recommend that you keep on learning programming language and also language that your company speaks. Yeah, I think that's it. But I think you guys will do a good job. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You went to Unigar event, right?
Yes.
Was there any outcome
Uh, Actually, at that time it was end of May, and I already sent a lot of. Actually, that time I already got so many interviews. That was like 2 weeks after the appeal comes, and that was the week I had like so much interviews within like 2-3 weeks, and so I didn't send any application to them. But in short, I didn't try. I didn't like cold email or something, so I cannot answer. But it would have been good to contact them. Yeah.
I really liked the parts when you were like applying for the jobs, and like, unfortunately, well, you're told like you find this law firm, right? And you said that you were a project manager, that a lot of companies are IT people.
Yeah.
So you're the only IT person, and what is that exactly? Because I always imagined that the project manager works on a team. But how is that in your case?
Yeah. Good
Could you
question.
share?
A person she introduced me to this law firm, And when she described the project, I could not imagine how it would look like. And so how it works is that this law firm, they switched to digital, I think 2 years ago. And so what they used to do everything on paper, they need to use all the Microsoft products and so on. And we used 5 or 6 different softwares made by Swiss firms or German firms, and it's a bug. And you need a person who will figure out these bugs, you know. And also these lawyers and notaries, they're not very techy, so they have all sorts of questions, like even like printer, monitor. I also have to support them. It's all the IT issue you can imagine, and then I go there and help them. And if you ask me if there's a IT in the company, yes, there are 2 people. It's really funny how it worked for me, because there's 2 lawyers in the company that is like IT person. So they were 70% lawyer and 30% IT support before I came. And now they're the ones who give me work. And yeah, so really to answer your question, yes, I'm the only IT person. And then the woman introduced me to this law firm. She used to be the outside advisor. So whenever these IT people needed help, we could ask her questions. So she's now my coach, and she gives me advice all the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you speak German? No, only German.
Yes, only German. So standard German, and sometimes they do meetings in Banddeutsch. And then actually what I do is that I write down everything I understand. So because German is my mother tongue, it's like, yeah, like my German level is like B2. So what I do is every meeting I go to, of course I don't understand 100%, but I know kind of like 70 to 80%. I write down everything I hear German and I write down in English. Then after the meeting, I kind of summarize the meeting, and then I change it into German, and then I send the people in, is this what you wanted to say? And then they say, yes, and here's the little detail that you missed. So this is how it works. So if you're going to try out with the language that you're not used to, it's good that you really communicate even more than necessary. So even when I'm sending little emails, little confirmation, whatever, every tiny questions I still ask my upper person. Yeah, and you feel safe. Yeah.
Apart from this, what you said right now, is there any specific way that you use to learn Schweizerdeutsch?
There's a free class every month in Denkmal, and it was way much more easier in the previous internship, because it was not very confidential. So in my previous internship, what I did was that they were having a meeting in Banddeutsch, and I asked permission from the person I was most close to, and I asked him if it's okay I record your Banddeutsch, and then I record his Banddeutsch, and then after the meeting, we turn on the recording together, and then I kind of, this what you wanted? Is this like translated as this? And then he corrects me. So I used to do that. That's quite helpful. And also, if you really want to speed up the process, then I recommend that you prepare your speech in that language. For example, I love learning languages, and when I learn a language, there's for example, once my Japanese also, and then I prepared like 30-minute speech in Japanese, and then I gave speech, and then like while memorizing this content, you learn a lot, and then you already speak quite good level. So that's also the same thing when I started learning German. When I was A1 level and I really wanted to speak good German, I started giving my cycling journey speech in German. And then while I give presentation, they give me like corrections. So if you're serious, you can try. Yeah.
Okay, it's just that the Swiss German doesn't have a dedicated translator, or you cannot really, for example, tell ChatGPT to this German to this Swiss German.
Actually, it works.
It works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I always did when I prepare like Banddeutsch speech, then I prepare text, and then I give ChatGPT to translate into Banddeutsch, and then if I show it to my friend who speaks Banddeutsch, and then they point out, this is wrong. What ChatGPT said, word is not used anymore. It's too old. I would rather say this, and so you always need ChatGPT and also human help.
So this actually works.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll have to learn 2D pitch.
Yeah.
So,
But I think it's important that you get exposed to it. And I started listening to SRF audio that only gives Swiss Banddeutsch kind of podcast, and that really helps because you have the text of what they're gonna say, and the content comes in, and then you understand better. Yeah.
okay, thanks.
Sure.
Any other questions?
I'm curious. Who is from Turkey? No woman. Where are you from?
But she's not.
Armenia.
Where?
Armenia.
Armenia.
But I came from Ukraine.
Okay. This book is for you, so you can kind of turn around and read it. I
Thank
hope
you.
you enjoy it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.